Vector Unit is a very small team. We're currently 5 strong. You have to be creative and innovative if you want to have a short turnaround for development. The original MouseBot was created in a few months, and we had even less time to add some additional content and polish for the console release. I'm Tim, the lead artist at Vector Unit, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what that design process was like. A lot of inspiration came from old school cartoons like Looney Tunes and Pinky and the Brain. We layered in as much cat and mouse detail to form this world that MouseBot took place in. From cheesy puns to giant cat-faced stompers to ambiently placed open tuna cans, mostly everything has a layer of ridiculous built into it. Things that don't necessarily have a cat or mouse theme still appear silly and like they come straight from a mail-order Acme magazine. Cats can't read, so we wanted as little text as possible. I've never really liked tutorials, especially ones that are wordy, long, and tedious. So for MouseBot, every chapter starts off with a sort of invisible tutorial, introducing you to a new trap slowly at first, and then adding more complex layouts and timing. That way you have plenty of time to process what it is and how to avoid it. The tutorials are woven into the game itself and not nearly as explicit. Each trap serves a particular purpose. The hallway was broken up into a 4x2 grid. We thought about what grid sections we wanted each trap to take up and what timing and movement patterns we wanted each trap to have. This was all before deciding what each trap would look like. Gameplay came first and visuals came after. The entire game is actually built on a grid and is made up of snappable tiles. We were able to create levels fairly quickly with this tile-based system and have 88 levels in the console version. We wanted the timing on each trap to be consistent per level, so the same level was predictable and the timing on all of the traps was the same with each playthrough. If we started the animation of every trap at the beginning of the level, there were too many variables caused by different driving patterns that would mess up the timing on the next setup of traps. This was solved by breaking up our levels into a series of chunks based on passing through doorways or driving around corners. There was a lot of effort putting very specific timing and delays into the trap animations so we could use them in a variety of different ways and patterns. The Kitty Crusher probably has the most variations. It's the first trap that you encounter, aside from the basic mouse trap. It was one of the first traps that we concepted. I think it's my favorite trap design. I mean, it looks like a mean cat head. What's not to love? The color palette was a huge part of the visual design. Red and green were the main colors chosen to signify danger. That way, you knew to avoid it when you looked at it. It brought another level of organization to the levels. The silhouettes, placement, timing, and color of all of the traps are distinct. All of these elements together helped form an easy-to-read and predictable experience. Both the gameplay and technical boundaries led to the overall visual style we developed. Everything had to work hand in hand.